I got the angels on my shirt. The angels on my shirt. Okay.
Yeah,
How
I had to
are
put
you,
on
Lily?
a piece of a fur or something because this temperature is hurting my feelings.
Okay. I'm loving it though. It's giving me very 90s vibe. But we was like, can't you see
Yes,
what you
that's what I was going for. Like I had the '90s makeup with the '90s bad boys on, but you get what
see
I'm saying.
and the bamboo earrings? I see. We
Yeah.
see. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. How are you, doll? So tonight, I already see people in the. I got so much to say about this lady. I got so much to say. I got so much to say.
Yeah.
Um,
You,
Al
we're going
Pacino.
to be discussing money and men and marriage, so we're going to get cussed out at some point.
Yeah, well, they'll get blocked because I'm not going into 2024. I'm not taking this riffraff with us. It's not happening. Not happening. No Saint is here. I see No Saint knocking on the door. Somebody go get him at the door, please.
Child, listen. He's on meth trailer park time once
He's on
again.
the other side. That's okay. That is okay. He is here. Dude, weirdo. I see you backstage. If you want to hide behind that box, you have to pay. It's very simple. The rules are very simple here. They never change. The rules on the block never change. Whenever you pull up to the block, you're going to get the same block. That's why we're called the block. Okay, we're on the stoop. It's the same people, same neighborhood, same apartment, same women yelling out the store, same ock making the bacon, egg, and cheese. And you know what I'm saying? Same random white guy in the hood. And we all looking like, what he doing here? He the popo. It's the same block. It is the same block. If you want to come on without showing your face, you must pay. Okay. Now it's free if you want to show your face because we like faces. Conversations are better with faces, right? So either you pay to get up here or you come up here for free, just show your face. It's real simple. It's real simple here. And speaking about money, do me a favor. Help me keep the street lights on. Cash App on the Block with Jen is scrolling on the bottom. I'm also on the Block with Jen Gmail for business. I got a dude in there, offering me flowers and wanting to meet me and all of that. That's not what my Gmail is for. It's really not. I don't know why you guys waste your time. I'm not even a pleasant person. I don't know why y'all trying to date me and shit like that. I'm not that girl. Not that girl. So got that out the way. Cash App on the Block with Jen. Super chat me if you want to throw a comment in there. We'll throw it up. Come on up here. We'd like to see new faces. Of course, we haven't seen new faces in a minute. Don't be scared. Don't be scared, punk ass. Haran is a little late. He just got off of work. We got No Saint. We got Lily. Panel, beautiful panel. Hold me down, chat. Hit that like and subscribe for me if you haven't already. Well, I'm gonna put it on subscribers only anyway, so you ain't gonna have no choice. Panel, what are you thinking? How are you feeling today while I put this on subscribers only? Don't all speak at once. Now you want to take it.
I thought
okay.
No Saint was going to I saw him unmute and it took him like 30 years. I'm like, do I wait for him to unmute or you
Yeah,
understand?
yeah. No, everything's good. Good. How's everybody doing tonight? I see we're talking a little bit movie stars tonight.
Yeah, are you feeling better?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good.
I'm getting my way back, so.
Good.
Oh, and then it's supposed to be colder tomorrow. So
Oh no.
yeah, I had to run errands.
I live on the West Coast. Whenever you're ready, I went outside, no jacket on today. There were palm trees and lots and lots of sunshine. I'll be here
It
waiting for you.
it tried me today. It really did. It tried me. This is February weather, and it's gonna be 20 something tomorrow. And it was
Ooh.
so windy.
Oh,
I'm talking about that wind that tries to push you down. Like
I
when
know.
it's hitting you, you can't
Remember,
even breathe. You got to turn around like this so you can breathe. Yeah, that type of wind. On
you
top
go
of being like 30 degrees.
you go outside and it hurts your face. The air hurts your face. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I don't belong here. I don't belong here. um. Yeah. Okay. So what are we doing? What are we doing? We took care of all the business. No Saint. Yes, we are talking a little bit about a movie star. Right, we're talking about Al Pacino. I loved this headline. I thought that this had meat on it. This had meat on it. I want to dissect this. Are transactional relationships more appealing to women? Are transactional relationships more appealing to women? It says right here, Al Pacino's girlfriend, Noor Alfallah, says she doesn't want to marry him. I don't want to marry him. TMZ ran up on her, and okay, you got to go. There's not where I'm not. You motherfuckers want to play with me going into 2024. The fourth quarter is the last. Listen, the last time you should be fucking with me is in the fourth quarter. I get very. I got a happy trigger finger in the last quarter. Like, this is not the time to fuck with me. Okay. Get very antsy about the new year and preparing and tying up loose ends. I will get rid of all of you. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Anyway, welcome to the block. Everybody behave yourself so we can enjoy ourselves, okay? It's so much better when you know how to fuck the act on the block. Guys, we almost hit 1 million views on Sisterhood Sibs. Yeah, I'm missing it. If you're not watching Sisterhood Sibs, almost 1 million views on just one of our reels, okay? The other ones are in 6-figure number views, okay? This is how good the rollout of this show is. It has its own channel. You cannot get that on the block. That is me and Lily, Sisterhood Sips, spelled CIS. Let me show you the picture and the spelling of the show. What are you guys doing if you're not over there? We have a new episode every Sunday. New episode every Sunday. Lily and I stack the episodes. It is really amazing conversations. It is a refreshing take on relationships, on men and women. We are very fair. This is from our point of view. Amazing, really good talk. Our timing is fucking impeccable. And people love it. Almost 1 million views in a week. Okay? So you guys, you're really missing out over it. It's very juicy. We got a great response from men and women, and we appreciate you guys. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to get into this Al Pacino thing. Let's get some things out the way with Al Pacino first and foremost, right? Because I see the knee-jerk reaction is, I hope she's not using him. Somebody said in the chat, I hope his girlfriend is not using him. Would be fucked up if she's using him for money. This is why I'm asking the question tonight. Are transactional relationships more appealing to women than marriages? TMZ ran up on her and she was like, no, I'm not the marrying type. I don't want to marry him. I'm not going to marry him. Right? With that said, she's getting 30 grand a month because she did get knocked up. She did let Al knock her up. That's a nice 30 grand a month for having that baby. Al Pacino is 80 fucking 3 years old. And just for shits and giggles, if we believe a Google search, let's see how much he's worth at 83 years old. Maybe he got another 10 years in him, if that, right? Our lifespans go to like early 90s. Okay. Mr. Pacino is worth $120 million. Okay. If we believe a Google search, it's usually off a couple millions, higher or lower, either way. Let's say he's worth $100 million. Okay. So he's giving her 30 grand a month till the kid is 21, I guess. I don't know. I'm not even sure because I think they live in New York. I know in LA, I think it's longer. I'm not sure. Either way, 30 grand a month. This man is 83 years old. Okay. If he's healthy, he'll live approximately another 10 years. Approximately. Think about that. He's 83. Approximately another 10 years.
With a newborn, with a new baby.
With a new baby. Now, she gets to get 30 grand a month. The kid's going to be at the best schools. I'm sure he has an amazing family, Italian family. She's going to be all wrapped up in that. He won't be here to watch the kid grow up or take him to school or get married and what have you. But I think it's a good deal. I think it was an excellent transaction. He gets to bone a young woman. Okay. Whenever, however, whatever he can do with an 83-year-old penis, he's fucking doing it. Okay. I think fair exchange is no robbery. What do you say, No Saint?
Yeah, I mean, listen, people that say, oh, she's using them for the money, or I think that's really funny because listen, he's 83 years old. You don't think he knows what's going on too? I mean, you don't think
An Italian man from New York.
You don't think that, and he's fine. He's perfectly fine with it. In fact, he's getting something out of it too, right? Because and it's the mother of a newborn, which that's interesting. I mean, that's wow. That's something like 50, 60 years from now, that baby's going to grow up and say, yeah, Al Pacino. Oh, yeah. You mean the guy from like 100 died 100 years ago? Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. But I think it's a good deal. I mean, listen, when you have that kind of money, when you're making more than you're ever going to spend in your lifetime, and someone's willing to you trading youth for cash, the youthful look for your money and a transaction, I don't have any problem with that. On both ends, they're both getting something out of it that they want. He gets some company from a youthful.
Yeah, she said they're spending the holidays together.
Oh.
Yeah, she said they're spending the holidays together, Christmas and
Okay.
all.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
Mhm.
Okay. What? This is my thing. I have a lot of things. This is a very layered situation here, but I'm going to just start with the obvious, the transaction. Okay.
And she's 29
Um.
for the record. She's 29.
Oh, she's going to have a good life. Okay. She's yeah.
Very good life.
I'm like smart girl, smart girl. Damn.
Mhm.
Okay. So I never, and I've been like this for as long as I can remember, I have never had a problem with any type of transactional relationship with consenting adults. Okay. Never. I've never even understood why people have a problem with consenting adults having transactional relationships. But then as I went on in life and learned more things about life, and I'm one of those people, I pride myself on being a realist. Like I'm a realist who's also an optimist. That sounds like an oxymoron sometimes. It can kind of have a conflict of interest, but I'm saying that to say I finally got to the point when I kept living, and I was like, all relationships are transactional. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Like, all relationships are transactional. Like, if I'm entering, or you or any of us are entering into a relationship, we're entering into a relationship with expectations of what we want from that relationship, whether we express them or not. The problem is a lot of people don't express them, and they think the other person's supposed to be a mind reader, and then when they don't live up to the expectation, now we got resentment. Now we got some problems. Well, shit, I didn't know what I signed up for, right? So, like both of you said, this man is an 80-year-old Italian New Yorker. He knew exactly what he was signing up for. This young lady knew exactly what she was signing up for. I think everyone is happy. The only person I'm feeling for is the baby. That's it. Because yeah, the baby's gonna be well off, gonna be great, but still gonna have that gnawing of like, damn, I wish my dad was around. But that's it. I think that's the only drawback in my opinion.
Mhm. Marcus Johnson says fair exchange. He said fair, like train fare. Fair exchanges is okay depending on the situation, especially if you have the cash. If I had the money and the proper lifestyle, then I probably would have 20 kids, preferably by one woman, if possible. My thing is, if women want to be single moms, that's fine. Just don't judge housewives, because housewives are criticized for depending on a man. Well, shit, honey. Everybody's criticized. Everybody criticizes everybody. Everybody. Single people criticize. Married people criticize. Single people, housewives that prostitutes criticize women that fuck their husbands for free, allegedly. It's everybody criticizes everybody. So, even when people say, well, date that type of person, but don't criticize these people over here. You're on planet Earth. Everybody criticizes everybody, especially when they're on the opposite end. So I'm over that, but I'm older. I'm quite cynical these days, right? Um, you know, let's go into the layers of this a little bit, right? It seems with the word transactional transaction, men have a very difficult time with that. I've learned in the past couple years on social media that men are a lot more whimsical, okay, than I thought. I always thought growing up, women were very whimsical. We were thinking we got to grow up and wear the Cinderella dress and get married. And oh my God, we want the white knight and blah, blah, right? And then insert the modern woman. And men seem like they're super stuck on the fairy tale. It's to the point where if you mention transaction to a man, they cringe. If you mention a woman doesn't want to be with you unless you can give her something or make her life better, they cringe, right? That to me is a man holding on to the fairy tale that someone's going to love you no matter what. Why is it so hard for men to think of transaction?
No, Saint, please answer this question because I really want to know the answer to that question. I really need to know the answer.
I have a funny feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, that Nose understands transactional very well, even in his own marriage. That's what
He
I think.
does.
I get
That's that's the problem. I have a feeling that he understands this as well, but I'm hoping I'm crossing a lot of things that he can tap in and understand that side and be able to express that to us. Because
I was hoping the Jamaican come up here. So maybe he's more emotional about it, but he ain't here yet. He's late. So it's all you know.
Yeah, it's you know, I, I think the older you get, at least for me, the older I got, the more I understood how it worked. Because there is that, for all the times we say women grow up looking at movies and thinking that marriage and romance is like that, and they're brainwashed. We get brainwashed too, though. We're going to get a woman, and no matter what, she's going to stand by your side. Doesn't matter if she's miserable, doesn't matter whatever, she's going to be there. And then, you you grow up, you get a little older, you witness things, and you realize that it's a two-way street. And if a woman isn't getting a transaction out of some kind of transaction, something that makes her happy, something that keeps her grounded, yeah, then it's not going to be that fairy tale type of a relationship. And for whatever reason, most men understand that to get something, you got to give something, and almost everything in life. But we are expecting women to just fall in love with us, love us, and there's no, it's no such thing as a transact. There's like she's just doing it just to do it, but she's not getting anything. I don't know. Like, women are almost like Stepford Wives robots or something like that. But in reality, every
Why you
relationship.
simping? No, saying why you simping?
Right. But reality
That's all I
is,
was hearing.
every relationship, nobody gets in a relationship simply to serve someone without receiving something back. I mean, that's just in general, in any relationship, your friends, your guy friends, your girlfriends, it's the same thing. They're not going to hang around you if you're always bringing them down. You know what I mean? So every relationship, whether it's a romantic relationship or a friendship, it's all give and take. They're all in it for something, and they're not just, other than if you weren't in it for something, then you would just be alone all the time. I mean, what would you need somebody else for?
Like use me, baby, but make sure I could use you,
Right.
or have an issue.
I mean, it doesn't have to step. I think if guys are, if people just realize it doesn't have to be an ugly thing, like to think about the word, oh, well, they're using somebody. Well, everybody's using somebody. You're using each other. That's not a bad thing, though. What makes that so bad? Of course, be like Haran says, be useful.
So,
Usefulness became a bad word or a bad concept. Those are the motherfuckers who basically get fucked and didn't get anything out of it. That's the ones that turned, the idea of being used into a bad thing. Well, if you listen, there's a word for being used and not getting anything out of it. It's usually called slavery. And a lot of women think that they're enslaved by the men that they're married to, because they're not getting anything out of the situation. They're doing a whole bunch of shit and they're not getting anything out of the situation. That's why you get the ideas of like, oh, I feel like I'm taking care of another dude, or you know what I mean, or all I do is work, all I do is blah 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 blah, blah, because obviously she doesn't feel as if she's getting something out of this shit. Look, man, I've seen women when they've gotten more so than what they calculated for, I've seen them go above and beyond for a motherfucker. I've seen them go above and beyond. Okay, so I'm just saying.
That's the whole damn truth. And the men that can't provide or provide well even try to make that a lie. That is the absolute fucking truth. That is the truth. That is how we are.
I was
Um
I was watching a clip from Us, and it was something you use the analogy that you use often about not knowing um, your lane, and then you use the analogy about going into the Bentley dealership, right? And so
I,
I was,
I do because they can get Lily, and then I'll explain how they completely misconstrued what I said. Like
right, because
completely.
the way I'm hearing that is like just because you have a driver's license doesn't mean you can just walk into any car dealership and say, "Here's my license. Let me have a car. Let me just drive." But it's like they do the same thing with their penis. Hi, I have a penis, so be my girlfriend and do these things. Be my separate wife. And it's like, no, you actually have to put work in. Like the guys who walk into the Bentley dealership and walk out with a Bentley, they're able to do that either because they worked hard to get there or they were just placed in a position, just like the men that walk up to the beautiful woman, right? He either worked hard to get there or genetics placed him in a position and heredity, whatever placed him in a position. Life is not fair.
It's not.
It's real crazy, man, because I just had to get rid of a dude right here. This cat, he's just a character, and it's just an example of why nobody likes you, motherfuckers. You just show
What
up.
I
You
missed
just,
the. I feel like
wait
I'm
one
on the block and I went inside for a minute.
wait one second. It's just you motherfuckers show up and fuck with people with them nobody talking to you, man, and you think this shit is cute.
Oh
This
my
is why,
God, did he get
pardon the phrase, this is why you motherfuckers get no hoes. It ain't because bro. It ain't really because you don't got all these other, you not 6 feet, because you motherfuckers are just not likable people. 9 times out of 10, no one likes you, man. Nobody likes you. And I know they don't because a gang of you was here on Thanksgiving, which means that nobody really fucks with you like that. That's why you were available. Anyway,
Did I miss something? Did I miss something?
I'm not gonna.
twice because I had to block. It's the same person came back from another channel
Oh
and keeps
my
coming
God, he
back.
came back from another channel, and y'all, oh my goodness,
Like
You
that
know
says a
what
lot
it
about your
and
mental
y'all
health.
want to
yesterday.
deny,
It
y'all
was
want
the
to
dude
deny
who
that
tried to
y'all
come
are
up here
retarded.
yesterday. It was the dude who tried to come up here yesterday, and that's why I was like,
Yeah,
nah.
he tried to come up tonight too before you were here. And then I blocked him, and then he ran to another channel and then came back. These motherfuckers are sick. Anyway, going back to Lily, what you were saying about the Bentley dealership. I made that analogy. I said men know their place in life when it comes to material things. I said cars, houses, right? You guys aren't delusional. You don't walk into a Bentley dealership and say, let me get that Bentley. What the incels did, right, on our show, Sisterhood Tips, what the incels did was twist that around and say that I was comparing women to cars, right? Now, mind you, they focused on the car. I said houses. I said cars. Oh, women in cars? You comparing women to cars? I thought women didn't want to be compared to objects. So I was like, God, y'all are fucking stupid. Like, my God, how did y'all finish school? These are the graduates? Y'all
Look,
are
my
the graduates?
OG
No
told
child left behind, Jen. No child left behind.
They were all left
Apparently.
behind, Lily. They were left behind.
OG told me one time before, a man gets the woman that he can afford. And that shit was true. Men know when they can't afford somebody. All that. I mean, the best you could do is offer some dick. And I'll be the first one to say it. I'll be like, if I know a particular woman is dating a particular man in a certain tax bracket that's way out of my league, I'm the first one to be like, look, all I can offer you is a dick and a couple of good jokes. That's pretty much it.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. Some men can get away with that, but you have to have good dicks.
Yeah, that's it though.
Like that's also a transaction. That's also a transaction. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. That's also a transaction. Good dick is also a transaction, but you have to have a good dick.
It's
Like
currency.
nobody's going to Dubai with me right now. This is just not. That's just not going to happen. I could get you a Turk and Caicos, you know what I mean, postcard, and we turn the heat up in the house.
A
You know what I
postcard.
mean?
You can't even go to Turks. Turks is cheap. It's not Dubai.
It depends. It depends.
Okay. God, I tell you that Turks little beach.
Like, I like you like that. It's a lot. It takes a lot for me not to book Florida. It takes a lot.
I wasn't in any way, shape, or form comparing women to cars or to Bentleys. I was saying that men know their place when it comes to material things. They very much well know I can't afford that in my life. I can't maintain that. A family, you got to maintain. A wife, you got to maintain, right? And then there's a whole other thing. If you're not maintaining her, she's coming in 50-50. Well, you got half a man in your house. You're going to have to deal with that. Because I'm sorry, Haran, whenever I've helped a man, I'll be damned if you're looking at me rubbing your dick like you want some on tap. I'll be damned.
Well, he got me half a nigga. Like what? He do something great. You slap him on the ass like niggas do on the football field and some shit like that.
Like a locker room.
Yes. Yes, Haran.
God damn.
See, when a man's taking care of everything, and listen, we are not bracket shaming. What we are shaming is you motherfuckers that don't know what your bracket is and think you can escape out of there. You can't escape out of there. You fucked hard. Okay? When a man
I will say
everything, and he's just sitting around. Listen, when a man is sitting, let me finish my shit. Okay. When a man is sitting around, okay, and that man take care of everything. He's sitting around with them big ass thighs on the couch. You know how y'all sit spread eagle and shit, just chilling. You getting head on tap. You getting head on GB. You get what you need, a sandwich in your life, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, you know what I'll cut the corners off. This is how women are, and this is what men don't like. That some men can get that, right? Some men qualify for that. So instead of the guys that can't getting mad at those men, they get mad at us for being naturally women.
I mean, look, there must be some type of mathematical formula connected to how much a woman talks back and how much bills she actually contributes to in the house, man. There must be.
I do think.
Let me tell you something. The less she got to contribute, the less she talk back, man.
It's very true. It's very.
Anything, all of a sudden, she got ideas. She got opinions.
Listen, whenever I didn't have to pay bills, I can't tell you how many times my ass has bit my tongue. And it's like, you know what? Bitch, you better not say nothing. You better not say nothing about this. Not this. You better pick and choose your battles.
Let me tell you, the sexiest shit. One of the sexiest, I think I told you guys. Let me share with the people, man, so people can fucking understand. People understand. And listen, if you are a lower tax bracket man, it's not like you hot garbage, right? However, get a woman that's way under that so she can feel that way about you. Get a woman that's way under that. Don't get you no fly bitch who's going to be like, how much money you make? There are levels to everything. There's levels to this shit. And I don't got to be, if Jay-Z said it, then y'all, see, there's levels to this shit. I'm telling y'all the same thing. There's levels to this shit, right? And the sexiest, talk about bite your tongue, honey. Let me tell you something. I was in a situation with a gentleman, right, who was in a very nice tax bracket, right? And I asked him for a thing. I want a thing. And he was like, okay, what do you want? I said, there's the thing. And then he said, well, he was like, I'll do it, but you're used to getting whatever you want because you're a pretty woman. Okay. He was like, you're used to getting what you want because you're a pretty woman. And I'm like, no, the fuck, stop trying to tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Men are always saying, I don't fucking always get what I want just because I'm pretty. And he was like, you wanted a thing, right? And he gave me the thing. He said, you wanted a thing, right? And I was like, yeah. He was like, well, I gave it to you, right? And I was like, what you want on your sandwich, baby? You know how I be acting up.
Look, listen, man. Listen. Women are real, just fawn-like and just bouncy and just so playful when everything's getting taken care of, man.
Yeah.
When everything is taken care of. The moment, man, the moment some shit go wrong or you lose your job, and that duration of you finding another situation is past 60 or 90 days, she's talking back. All of a sudden, your food's not as, it's undercooked. The steak's undercooked. All of a sudden, your morning back rubs don't happen as much anymore. All of a sudden, you gotta talk a lot. We gotta talk a lot.
And even when we're quiet, even when we're quiet about it, when we're not verbal in our head, we like, fuck this motherfucker, fuck out of it. And we have that air before we get home. I wish this motherfucker would come in here and ask me that. Like, I hope he gets home at fucking 5:30 and asks me that.
Yeah, we would have a whole argument in our head. Like we're responsive to everything. Like, a whole argument.
And that is the nature of the woman. You guys are always running around on these faux alpha fucking motherfucker podcasters telling you, I'll tell you the nature of a woman. We're telling you the nature of women. Here's the thing. They're telling you all the bad nature of women. And we're telling you how easy it is to get really good nature out of a woman. Really good nature. And again, I know you guys are thinking, well, I ain't rich. I ain't never gonna be rich. I'll just drive this bus. That's fine. Get your woman that's under that, way under that. It's simple. Stay in your fucking lane. Get out of my Gmail, because you know my Gmail, that's, you're gonna get your feelings hurt there. Stop. Just stay out of there. Stay out of there. Stay out. Stay out. Over there. Yahoo.
Look, listen, man. You showed up, even if you showed a prostitute, because she gonna catch an attitude.
Right.
You showed a prostitute, even she catch a fucking attitude. So imagine a fucking woman that you in a relationship with.
Let's stay there for a minute, because there are escorts. Thank you. There are escorts that charge $3,000. Okay. The ones that go with the senators and the presidents, they charge $3,000 and plus and more per the hour. And then you got Lolita, right down in Gun Hill Road in the South Bronx. You got Lolita. She might do something a little strange for change. She might do a little something strange for some change.
Not Gun
Hill. I know Lolita. She's a lot of things.
Okay.
About her.
It's the same shit. But again, when it comes, and it's weird because a wife is a huge what is this? What the? Hold on, this retard. Look at this fucking retard. Look at this retard. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is what happens when you don't have a father. What happens when you hate your mother? Look at this fucker here. This fucker here. Hey, fucker, you're on the floor. What do you need, fucker? What do you need? You're up here now. Because you're like the retard on the block. What do you need? You're up here.
Every block has one.
Nothing.
Oh, he's that guy from the block.
Retard. Like there's one in every neighborhood. There's one in every fucking neighborhood. It's like, I don't know if it's the drugs, the lack of drugs, the lack of sex, just fucking weirdos. Just weird.
They lost the one in my.
He's come back from like 3 different accounts.
We don't get rid of all the retards on the block though. Some of them we actually befriend.
No, I remember Shaheem. We love Shaheem.
Like, some of them we really befriend.
We used to protect Shaheem. We used to be like, no, he's so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely nobody fuck with him. Like everybody had food for him. Everybody, it was dudes like that, and there was.
Remember my baby daddy. Whenever Shaheem used to fall asleep on the stairs, he used to leave money on him, and then Shaheem used to be looking up at the sky like, they gave me money. Shaheem, but he was a big dude. So whenever like he started fights like with new people, it'd be like, no, don't hit him. That's how he is.
Right.
Yeah, we got a few on our block, and it's the same way. Every area, every hood got.
There's always one or two. No,
some of them get jumped, some of them don't. Some of them get protected, some of them get jumped.
Right. or
But I
somebody
just
with.
said these weird. It's weird, man. These motherfuckers
Yeah,
is
you don't get
fucking
no
weird.
points for beating on somebody with a deficiency, so we would leave them alone. Like everybody be like, all
Right.
right, well, you know,
If this guy has the wherewithal to come from 3, 4 different pages, he has the wherewithal to fuck off.
absolutely,
Right? Pretty much.
absolutely.
Um, Al Pacino girlfriend Noor Alfallah doesn't want to marry him. Are women more comfortable with transactional relationships? And is this going to happen more and more often? So do men have to get with the program?
My answer is yes and yes.
Go ahead, Lily.
My answer is yes and yes, especially for women of a particular age who've been through the ringer. See, this, and No Thing mentioned it earlier. We all get bit by the bug, right? We all get bit by the Disney princess bug, the rom com. Just the abracadabra that they put into our brains about this is how it's supposed to be and this is how it is. And then as you're living, you're looking around, you're like, okay, I know I was taught something. But the more I look around, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing something else, right? And then you go through life, you go through the heartbreaks, you go through all of those things. And at some point, then if you're wise, you realize like, oh, like relationships are transactional. It's like it's important for me to state what I need and want out of a relationship. And I need to know what the hell they need and want as well. So I don't have a like at a certain age, it's like we don't get, especially with women, we don't have no issue with that. But the other thing I notice about women of a particular age, they start to really ditch that whole fairy tale Disney princess thing. And a lot of women of a particular age really like to be left alone until
Yeah,
they're ready to be.
but all of that is true, Lily. But the problem with that is that these motherfuckers hear that and think that younger women are going to be different. Al Pacino's girl is 29 years old. She said, "I don't
You
want to
know,
marry. I got the kid in
yeah,
the." So as time goes on, that age is going to go younger and younger and younger, right? Because there's
it's
not
younger.
a need, there's not going to be need like there used to be for marriage. I'm raising a grandson. I'm going to tell him the real. Women are transactional. Put yourself in a position where you can take care of a woman and you can be a provider, okay? And that way you'll never feel used, right? You're getting what you want out of it. She's getting what she wants out of it. But I would never raise my grandson like, oh, son, you're going to grow up one day and a woman's going to love you just the way you are. And you setting your kid up for failure, setting them up for failure.
You know what? I remember Myron was you were on that podcast, and Myron stepped in and said that, oh, you're setting him up to be taken advantage of by women and so on and so forth. And here's the downside. Here's the hypocrisy of what he's saying. He's saying, oh, you're setting him up to be taken advantage of by a woman, but on the other side, you're telling men to be high value. High value means financially fit. So which
Right.
side of the fence are you really on, sir?
Right.
You know
But
what I
he's
mean?
a kid. I mean, Myron from Fresh, but these are kids. They don't know if they're coming or going. They're just trying to get super
I
chats. So
mean,
he
well,
can
allegedly
ready at the wall.
he surfs the sugar baby sites, allegedly.
Ah,
Come on,
transactional.
come on, man. If you listen. Any man who doesn't indulge in the concept of a transactional relationship is a motherfucker who ain't got no money or never really had any money to spend. If any man had $10 million, give any man $10 million right now. Oh, he'll know the definition of transactional. He'll be covered in Vegas whores and cocaine by 8 a.m. in the morning.
I mean, but that's what speaking of Myron and all of them, that's what they do. The Andrew Tate,
Absolutely.
the Bilzerians, that's what they do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So once all that is over, all of a sudden everyone seems to not understand the purpose and the need for transactions. See, this is why the Disney movies, it works on a lot of us. All on both genders, because at our core, it speaks to us because our primal nature in an ideal world, we want that to happen. You know, I mean, there are women. Let's be real with each other. There are women who what woman wouldn't want to be, you know, whisked away by a handsome
I
prince?
think we're I'm gonna stop you right there, brother. No,
What man wouldn't want to be said handsome
no,
prince? Well, you're a
no,
little bit different. You're a little bit
no, it's
different.
not just me, Haran. I'm gonna fight you.
You,
I'm gonna fight you. No, I'm gonna fight you.
you'll find your love in literally a war zone or a battlefield covered in blood. That this is him. So you're a little different. You know what I mean? You're a little different. There's always outliers.
Wipe him
But,
off a little bit.
but there's always outliers. But for the rest of the people, it makes sense why these Disney movies work on a lot of us.
Just wipe him off a little bit. Give him his tooth back.
Just wipe them off just enough.
No, the reason why I vehemently disagree. You said in an ideal world, X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z. No, I think we've been conditioned to think that that's an ideal. We've been conditioned because if we were in tribes, ain't a motherfucker thinking, I hope I get whisked away. The bitch is thinking the buffaloes are coming this way. What are we gonna do about it? That's what we're thinking in a tribe.
I mean, even hold on, even knight in shining armor, even knight in shining armor comes from the like
you know,
the bitch about to get killed.
I think there's a couple of women in there who, between the
Yes.
buffaloes roaming through and rushing through the tents, they think like, oh, I hope one of these gentlemen whisks me away. It's
They
possible.
don't see gentlemen. Haran, I'm gonna fight you.
It's
They don't
possible.
see gentlemen. They look for the strongest motherfucker there, offer all the cooch they got.
That is two things can be true. Two things can actually be very true.
They'll go with the ogre, the troll, if he's stronger than the handsome guy.
You know, I've actually seen that in real life.
Okay, I've
I've
experienced
actually
that.
seen that. No. What's his face said it? He said, Debo. Debo said that, you know what I mean, if you know, he usually gets women because he's large and intimidating. He was like, I'm ugly as shit, but my girlfriend is amazing looking. And he kept it a buck. I mean, he's Debo. God rest his soul. You know what I mean? If there is one. He was that.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. It makes sense. Quick question. Do you women prefer men who look, well, maybe I'm asking the wrong ones, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Do you women prefer men who look ruggedly handsome because that in your mind that's a sign of masculinity, rather men who look too pretty, too well put together, that might be a sign of femininity, or someone who's not ready to get their hands dirty to get things done? Do you think that subconsciously? Are you thinking that?
Oh, I know. I'm very aware of that for me, and I'm gonna tell you why. Provide and protect is very important, and protection for me is super important because if you're gonna date me, you're dating a trans woman. So
Right.
I need to know that you are able to hold your own, not even to protect me. I want to know that ain't nobody gonna even fuck with you
Right.
when they see me and my guy in public, right? So that's important for me. So if I see that they're too polished and just look like they ain't never done a hard day's work, I'm like, oh yeah, that's not my guy. For that reason, yeah.
I still don't understand the reason for this manicured nail trend with men. Like just wash your fucking hands and just clean your fucking fingernails. Why are men getting they're getting the nail polish on, they're getting acrylic.
So when y'all come back out to Vegas, y'all don't want to get manicures.
I'm not getting any Janice, I'm not getting a manicure.
The whole name.
I'm not getting a fucking manicure, okay?
He threw the whole. I said, "Is that my whole name that just flew past me?" Whoa!
I'm when they grabbed your social security card, start reading.
I'm not getting pampered by Sun Yi. I'll do some other content. We're not doing that, man.
Okay, so let's use the Game of Thrones real quick. Khal Drogo, right? And Jon Snow. Jon Snow was amazingly noble, and you know what I mean? He was rescuing his woman. He was all about love and family. But Khal Drogo is, you know what I'm saying? That's who could have got it. Or you'd marry Jon Snow and fuck off with Khal Drogo.
He said,
And
John,
played by Jason Momoa, by the way, in case anyone forgot.
I am not particularly familiar with this. Okay, I just see Jon Snow right now. I can already know what the fuck you're talking about. Okay, knowing you, I already
Yeah.
know.
Now look at Khal Drogo.
What's his name?
Khal Khaldrogo. I know my boo's name, honey.
Okay.
Look
I
at what he
see.
looks in Game of Thrones.
Okay. This guy literally looks like. I mean, they literally put this dude together to look like the devil. They literally put him together to look like the fucking devil. And this is where the Jason Momoa fetish started. Okay.
Yes.
This
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean,
And the funny thing,
this guy literally looks like Satan right here. But
And then y'all know, y'all see my boyfriend getting a divorce. My boyfriend getting a divorce. Y'all know who my boyfriend is. He's a Picasso too.
who?
Amon Shumpert.
Oh God, she likes Amon Shumpert. I can't get with him.
I love large noses.
Shout to the people, honey. Speaking of, Tiana Taylor is mad because he went public with it. She wanted to keep it private. She wanted to do the Jada and Will, like, ain't nothing wrong with us. Mom was like, I don't give a fuck. So she's mad at him now.
Because he's like, nah, I'm in a situation right now where I'm worth millions of dollars. I'm gonna still go out there and get these boxes. I'm gonna let these motherfuckers know I'm on the market.
Yeah, he's like, it's over. It's over. And especially after she doesn't say he jealous of her, cause and he jealous of people she work with. Bitch, that's why I'm divorcing. Anyway, she filed. Anyway, but yeah, that's called.
He's actually on a couple of seasons of The Chi. I've actually seen him working more so than her.
Okay, go ahead, Amon. I didn't know he was acting.
He's got a recurring role on The Chi. He's been on there like 2-3 seasons.
Nice. Go ahead. See, I don't watch The Chi. Go ahead. Oh, I ain't mad at you.
This boy got his own money. He got his own little thing happening.
You know what's funny in Game of Thrones? Haran, have you watched Game of Thrones?
I've not watched it yet. I have to binge it, man. I'm behind on it. I meant to watch it, but by the time I was gonna get into it, it was almost the end, and I was like, let me just wait.
That shit. I caught it like I after it was all over, the seasons and all of that was over. I started binging it, but it's some of the best writing I've ever. Ray Donovan, Sopranos, Game of Thrones, and Peaky Blinders, by far some of the best writing on television.
You never got into Breaking Bad?
Oh yeah, Breaking Bad too. I binged that too. Fuck yeah, Breaking Bad. Oh, even though I hated I fucking hated that fucking, what was his name? White? What the fuck was his name?
Which one?
Walter White.
Oh, Walter White. You hated Walter White?
With a pat. Every episode I was like, kill him. Somebody kill him.
Damn. Won't be much of a show, but I mean, well,
Jesse. That was him on every episode. Jesse.
I mean, at the end of the day, Jesse was pretty much the breakout star. He didn't
even die like the way I wanted him to fucking die. That bastard.
Damn. Well, shit.
Hated him. But that means he's a great actor.
Absolutely.
Right.
Great actor. So Khal Drogo on Game of Thrones, he acted the way he looks, right? Complete brute. I mean, a complete animal. So when he got married, right, to Khaleesi or whatever that shit was, he was ramming her like an animal. And she had to like teach him, like she had to lay him down and teach him. And then she was like riding him and he was like, hey, what's this? What the fuck's going on? What are you doing? I don't fuck like this. I mate. But then she taught him how to make love. Ooh, let me tell you, Game of Thrones, you better have a girlfriend, Haran, when you go through that shit. See, I was in a relationship when I went through that shit years, 7-8 years ago. And that series is an aphrodisiac ass. Like that show makes you want to fuck.
That
Take it from
reminded
me.
me of
Take it from me. No saying don't laugh because it's true. Watching Game of Thrones makes you want to. It's something about that show. The writing, the nudity, the lust, the feral nature. Like you just want to.
that was
And whoever's
primal.
next to you, yes, whoever's next to you is gonna get it, and the sex is biblical. Game of Thrones. I'm telling you.
God
Everybody
damn.
listen. Everybody listening. You want to hook
So
up
you
with a
put
girl from Netflix? Start Game of Thrones with that chick that you want to get with. I'm telling you, she'll tear your ass up. Game of Thrones is different. It'll change your nature. Okay,
what's
Yeah,
real,
I'm
especially when
man,
Draco was introduced. But I digress.
you know, it's real funny that you said that because I remember when I was, I think I was about 19 or 20, and the woman that I was with, she taught me how to really tap into my sensuality, and with being with a woman. Yeah,
How? We want to teach the children.
no, she taught me. I mean, she knew I had that kind of side, but I would often overlook it because anytime I would just get fucking, aroused and horny, I'm just, "Ugh!" You know what I mean? She was like, it was cool a couple of times, but after a while, she was like, okay, there's another side of you that you can tap into. And when I tapped into that more
Oh,
sensual,
so she taught you. She taught you stroke.
yes, because I'm keeping it real. When I tapped
I
into
don't
that
think you
sensual
stroke
side of me,
before. It happens with you mongrel
you know what I
Neanderthals. Like
mean?
you got to.
When I
What
tapped
are you
into
doing?
that self of who I was, like that sensual side and that real romantic side, I started moving all this other shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I
Ah,
mean? And you know what I mean? And all that shit and learning and doing all that, man. And once I added that shit to the repertoire, to the bang bang, I was dangerous out here in these streets, baby. I was the car. I was the
you
stick
see
shift
what
that you
women,
could put in different gears, baby. I was out of here.
you see that you see what women have to do because unfortunately for men, they learn about sex via porn.
I was raised on fucking porn. Like, come
Yeah,
on, man.
but the major
That's
listen,
like
well,
13.
men, right? And we don't have industrial grade porn vagina. It's not porn vagina. It's different. Okay, they take a beating. We don't have industrial grade porn vagina. You got wait a minute. What are you doing? What are you doing?
okay.
Right.
I'll be ready to pray for their vaginas. Okay, I'm like, let me
Right? No,
pray for her.
like the dude will be going in the jackrabbit shit. What do you? I'm here. There's a
Pray for
person
this
here.
poor girl. Pray for
Hold
her ovaries.
on, listen to me.
You
There's a whole
gotta
person.
learn, man. You gotta
Put
learn, man.
your leg down. What are you doing? Let's talk
giving
a minute.
whole giving whole fleshlight realness. It's like this is not a fleshlight. This is a
It's like,
human.
that's like
This isn't your vacuum, honey. This isn't the pie in the kitchen that your mom left unattended. I'm a human being. It's fucking crazy. Yeah, we got it. See, there's always a guy in the history that we had to teach a stroke to. Oh, Miss Ruth. Oh, okay,
Miss
Miss Ruth.
Ruth, yes, Miss Ruth.
Okay, Miss Ruth said Haran looked like he banged like a bull, baby.
right.
How you like that? I think you and Miss Ruth gotta watch Game of Thrones. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Hey, you got a Game of Thrones partner. That's her Game of Thrones partner.
What's up, POP? POP says, I watched like 2 episodes of Game of Thrones. I watched House of the Dragon. I like that one. Oh, House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon is like training wheels for Game of Thrones, baby.
Damn.
Game of Thrones are changing nature. House of Dragons was cute, but Game of Thrones, 8 seasons, and
Oh,
everybody
that's a
got a
lot.
real body because when they do those shows, they specifically cast women with real tits and real bodies because they didn't have implants back then.
Of course, of course. It makes sense.
So the casting call will say must have natural breasts, right? Because implants are going to look awkward on a show, that nature. But it is woo, yo, and the monologues. Okay, aside from the sex, the monologues, the writing. Like after the monologues, you be like, oh, who the fuck?
I love good writing. I love good
Who?
because that's what I've been missing with a lot of these shows. That's why I've just had it's hard for me to watch TV. Or I'll let somebody that I trust, like you, recommend something for me because I'm not sipping through all that crap. I
No, the
can't. I can't.
monologues. Like
I can't stand bad writing or bad production. Oh, and bad acting. Like I
And
told
that's
you.
another thing. They're acting in those
Okay,
shows.
I like good acting. Yeah, good acting is what I'm
Yo,
looking for.
they're like, yo, like you forget you're watching. You feel a fly on the wall. Like you feel like you're a fly on the wall during an era. Like you feel like you're in those dirty corridors and alleys and it's wet and the pot and the rocks and the people are being beheaded and people are dirty and the whores are all over the place and people are selling bread. Like it's
I love
beautiful done.
I
Beautiful.
love I love period pieces that are done flawlessly like that. There's a show on our channel, on the
Mhm.
ID channel called, and they've won tons of Emmys. When I saw this show, I was like, whoever put this one together, A Crime to Remember, because everything is period pieces from different eras. Because, oh, you've seen that one, though, saying because every show, it's about a crime that changed history. Like because of that
Okay.
crime, you haven't seen it?
That sounds good. No, I never seen that.
Oh, Jen, you're gonna binge. If you watch one episode, it's a wrap. I'm
What's
letting
it
you
called?
know. A Crime to Remember.
A Crime to Remember. That sounds like my
Yes,
top cup of tea.
the everything, like the makeup, the wardrobe, the writing, the acting, and I mean the storyline takes care of itself because it's real stuff. But you would think you're watching like I don't know. It's so good. It is so good. And I mean they do a and like I said, they've won a lot of Emmys for it, so it deserves it.
Abby said the people in Game of Thrones are all dirty. They didn't have showers back then, love. Like, and then it's like the people with money had tubs.
And that was Middle Ages, right? That was medieval
Yeah,
times, right? Oh
that's
yeah,
like,
they were ruthless back then.
Like plumbing system, I
yeah.
think.
They had them big old copper tubs and the hands that she had to come with the water. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
outrage the now I
Washing
know one time
a
I
luxury.
think they did this on exactly a
Washing
tub
it.
was a luxury back then.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Lily, I want to get with him. I heard he got a tub.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That was the resource at the time. That was the Bentley at the time. Like,
Can you imagine that shit?
woo! But the thing is, though,
With the
that
resource.
see that's the problem because like somebody I know, and No Saint could probably attest to this. Somebody I know from the military. You know how you all go out on field or whatever. I'm not using the proper word probably, and he was saying he made the mistake of washing up, like sneaking and cleaning. He said the worst mistake ever. You don't ever want to be the only clean person when no one else is taking showers. He said because you don't notice the funk until you're the only one who doesn't have the funk. And he said he was miserable because they're out in the field. They're out, you know. So he had me laughing about that. I was like, oh, yeah, I didn't think
The
about
neat
that.
freak guy.
Huh?
He was a neat freak guy. You're basically saying.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Transaction. You know what's funny? Even back then, the relationships back then were all about transaction. Back then, even back then. So it's weird that
Far back as you go.
a difficult time with it now, even back then. And it's funny because if I'm talking about from the whores in the street, that's what they call it, like the whores, but all the way up to the royalty. The women are always in full transaction, whether you're a whore on the street or all the way royalty. Women are always in a state of transaction with men. Men got
Look,
to get out of that Disney shit.
look, man. As fucked up as it might sound, I know it's not necessarily the best education, but a lot of my understanding, and I've evolved since then. But no, a lot of my understanding of women came from watching the Mac and Superfly. When that motherfucker, no, look, listen to me right here. Listen to me right here for a second. Point right here. One of the prostitutes, she felt that the pimp that she was with was not supplying the life and the lifestyle that she wanted. So she went with Goldie. And that motherfucker ran up on Goldie and got into it. You know what I mean? He was mad and shit. And Goldie said, yo, man, you know how the game
Your
go.
bitch
Yo,
chose.
bitch chose me. Now we can either behave like gentlemen
No
or
say,
we get into some gangster shit.
no say,
Real
understand what
life
we
at
got.
the end of the day, though.
Okay, listen. No say, understand that not only do our colored men okay, grow up on porn, but they grow up with pimps as their heroes. And this is what we got to deal with when we go into the dating market, when we come from where we come from. Because I can't tell
We
you,
got a potty train, house break them.
I don't know one black man that cannot quote Goldie. Not one. Not a one. They sing about this shit. I don't know what you heard about me, but I'm this is where we gotta go, and this is the batch we're picking from.
That's not
While
cool.
you're worried about who you're gonna ask to the prom, we're worried about who doesn't know what Goldie said in the movie. Because that's the guy that we want. What we gotta go through.
Cool.
And look, he sat there and said it with pride too. Hey, remember the Mac and Superfly? Now listen, Superfly, you want to really age me? My dad had the fucking Superfly 8-track, bitch. Some of y'all don't even know what an 8-track is.
That shit was a classic. God damn it.
Some of y'all don't even know what an 8-track is.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course I know what 8-track is, but I used to play the records. Like I used to play the actual
8-track that you stuff in the dashboard of the car. Okay.
Wow.
And it said Superfly on it. I was
and if you wanted to hear the same song that you just listened to, you didn't have to rewind. You just hit the little button, switch tracks, and finally you'd find that song again.
Pretty convenient if you kind of think about it.
Yeah.
Now the whole world is here.
Dance shit, you know what I mean? And with other shit, you got to move a needle. It was pretty convenient.
Yeah.
It was just gaudy. It was huge and gaudy.
Black Lexicon, you don't know who Goldie is? You're a keeper.
On that alone, just on that alone.
He said Goldie. Yeah. We out of here, guys?
Yeah, I'm good. This was great. This was fun.
This was fucking funny.
Cassettes. Oh my god. I used to splice my cassettes. Like I used to literally if I didn't like a song, I would literally get rid of a song. I would cut the song out and then use tape and I've always been creative and use clear masking tape and put the tape back, put the thing back together, and that song wouldn't be on the tape no more.
Really? Mm-hmm. So you're doing this with the cassette and your pencil?
I had nothing else to do. I was like 8.
Well, actually, back in the days during recording before digital, that's how they made records. If in order to like maybe take out certain parts and shit like that,
film.
They cut shit out. That's why a motherfucker had to be great, because a lot of times you only have one take or two takes, so you better be awesome. You know what I mean? So that's why musicians in the past were so incredible.
I used to hate that fucking cassette tape when the ribbon used to come out in the damn radio.
And it'd be all like crinkly. You got the crinkly spot. You got the crinkly spot that you'll never smooth out all the way.
Out slow, and it was all tangled in the fucking radio. And
what about the accordion crinkly? You know what I mean? Thing like when the shit looked like it's just like fucked up. That's when it was just like, you know what? It's over.
And it was like
because you could never smooth it out. You can never smooth out the accordion.
That's why you was like you could never smooth that out. It's like it's over. It's done.
And it would happen like you said. It would be like you love the whatever tape you have, or maybe you recorded something on it, and all of a sudden you'd be listening. It starts slowing down. Oh
no!
Ribbon everywhere, shit.
Ribbon everywhere, man.
Remember, it was a gift for a guy to give you like an R&B mixtape
that he made himself, and like this song, I made this for you.
It was a big fucking deal, man.
And honestly, that's why I kind of hate streaming right now, because there's no stories attached to this shit, man.
No.
There's no scratch. The huge scratch in the vinyl.
The bacon frying.
There's no tape getting 8. There's no 8-track, you know what I mean? Big ass 8-track that you got to carry around. There's no story attached to that shit, man.
There's no great album cover.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got another keeper. POP say he didn't ever see the Mac or Superfly. We got another husband.
Hilarious.
They're coming out now.
Coming out now. Congratulations, gentlemen. Your bitch chose. I'm talking shit, but I know the whole movie too, so let me shut up. My dad had to. Let me be quiet. Let me be quiet. For sure. Black Lexicon. But this is why my dad had, in my daddy's defense, The Superfly album was an artistic masterpiece.
It was.
It was amazing. The soundtrack was fucking amazing for back then.
Oh yeah.
My daddy wasn't no pimp.
You know,
yo.
Speaking of musicians, I had no idea. I still don't really know who this person is. Didn't know they were from New Orleans. She died. The Mr. Big Stuff. The song.
I know you're talking about. I forgot the name of the guy but the song, yeah. He was from New Orleans.
Yeah. She died at 82 or something like that. I was like, oh, she's like, oh, another. I was like, listen, I was like, oh, she's from here. It's like that's one of those classic songs you always hear, you know?
Yeah.
It's been remade a million times.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Remember how we had to learn a song, stop the tape, and then write it down, and then play it again?
Yes.
Tape.
I had a book full of lyrics. I had a book full of lyrics. I was just so obsessed with it.
That's why we wasn't nuts. Like these kids today, oh my God, I feel so bad. Let me go visit my grandbabies and take them outside and run around on the grass.
There's no meeting your girlfriend, your significant other at the record shop. There's none of that. There's none of that. There's just so much of this stuff is just, there's no human connection involved.
Empty. Everything's empty.
Everything is empty. Like no more on Twitter. Yeah. There's no experience. There's no story attached to it. It's nothing.
Yeah. Now it's like my booty hole brown. Like you can't. These kids are growing up on, you know. You can't put that on a mixtape. You can't put that.
No.
You thought I was feeling you? That nigga much. You can't. This is not these kids. Let's take our kids outside. Seriously.
Go outside.
The mixtape done got me out of many a bad situation with a woman, man.
Okay.
It was a good I'm sorry gift.
Yeah, that's horrible. Anyway, guys, woo, this was a good one. We love y'all. We out here. Hit that like and subscribe when you're at the door. If you enjoyed the programming, Cash App on the Block with Jen. Help us keep the street lights on. Don't forget Sisterhood Sips. New episode every Sunday. The ones that are up there now are fucking bananas. Almost 1 million spins. Let me see let me check how many spins we at on one reel.
Just
our first week out the gate. We are at Lily. We are at 940,355 views on just one of our Sisterhood Sips videos. So we'll be at 1 million by tomorrow for sure.
Sweet.
Okay. So.
And that's not including the lots and lots and lots of other clips that are out there, and they're all viral as well. So thank you all for supporting Sisterhood Sips. Yeah. This has just been an amazing rollout. We couldn't have done it without you.
Okay. All right, guys. Good night. Don't forget, you can suggest topics too on the Block with Jen at Gmail. What were you saying, Sam?
No, I was just saying good night.
All right. Good night. Hit that like and subscribe. And we're out. Thank you for hanging out with us, chat. We appreciate you very, very much. We'll see y'all tomorrow.